Good morning, friends. That's right. That is the spirit, Amy. Welcome to the Off Script podcast. I'm Shari Armstrong.
I'm Amy Wegman.
And what do we do here?
Well, we have our neighborhood news podcast.
Yes.
Where we show you what's going on across Southwest Florida through the eyes of our community correspondents. They are in your neighborhoods. Not only do they work there every day, they live there, right? So they are like in the community. They know what's going on, and they are keeping us up to date across Southwest Florida. So we love it.
We love it. Speaking of which, Bella Line is our Cape Coral community correspondent.
Yeah.
And she is someone who keeps a close eye. This is a magnifying glass. She keeps a close eye on what's going on in the Cape for the people in the Cape. And we've got some changes. Remember, she was on here not too long ago talking about how there were people in parts of Cape Coral who were like, listen, these short-term rentals, these Airbnb type housing setups are causing some type of chaos in my neighborhood.
Yeah, only in certain situations. But this house was one that neighbors came to Bella about, saying that in the city of Cape Coral, there are regulations that basically you can't rent a home for anything less than 7 days. And they do that so it's not like, hey, let's rent this house and throw a rager there this weekend, right? But that is, according to neighbors, what is happening at some locations across Cape Coral. That gray house you see is just one of many. I don't want to like hone in on that. That's just one of many.
Yep.
Anyway, the city of Cape Coral is looking at potentially raising the short-term rental fee. Right now, if you want to rent your home out long-term, it's $35 for the year. Not bad, right? That's easy.
Right.
They're looking at if you want to do short-term rentals, and again, 7 days is the shortest you can do, that you have to pay $350 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I mean, I don't have a short-term rental property, so I don't have any say in it. However, I guess not too bad for a year. The area where it starts to get really expensive, and this is what they're considering, is if you violate, that 7-day period. So if you're renting out a house for like 3 days and then next weekend for 3 days and there are people in and out and 20 cars on the lawn,
You're going to pay for it.
$1,000 the first time you're caught.
Right.
And $2,000 the second time you're caught.
Yes.
And then,
Just adds up from there.
just keeps going.
Yeah. So they are looking at just ways to tackle this issue. And so this is one of the conversations that they had yesterday during city council. So now they're going to reconvene at some point. They didn't say exactly when that date's going to be, but they're going to decide if they're actually going to move forward with those type of penalties and increasing that price.
Bella was telling us that the mayor at the meeting yesterday was kind of like trying to show what a big issue this is across the city. So the mayor said more than 300 homes, Cape Coral properties, were found advertising Labor Day weekend stays on VRBO. Like, hey, just book for Labor Day weekend. And that all of them were violating the 7-day rule with that advertisement. So, it's no big deal until it's happening on your street, right? And you're like, oh, what's the big deal? But if you're if you have kids, even if you don't have kids, if you're next to or even on the same street as a home that's got the music pumping and like the cars in and out and up and down the streets or trash or just loud noises, I think after a while you're over it.
Absolutely.
So there you have it.
Yep. So we'll keep a close eye on that with help from our good friend Bella Line. Let's follow up with the bear hunt.
Yeah, so yesterday we were telling you that Florida Wildlife, they were voting and like listening to people talking about their thoughts either for or against a black bear hunt here in Southwest Florida, actually across the entire state.
Right.
So they voted unanimously to move forward with this black bear hunt. So they were saying that this is based on science. This is not like a run and gun. That was a quote from one of the commissioners type thing. But they were saying that the increase in population has created so many more human encounters. But then there's the other side, right? Like there were 10,000 people that submitted their
petitions, like
their comments, if you will, against it or for it ahead of time. 150 people spoke, but in the end, the bear hunt is going forward, so it's going to be in December and January.
Yep, and there are limitations to it, right? Like it's a 23-day season. It's a lottery system. I believe you can only shoot one, right, per permit.
Per permit, yeah.
So there are restrictions that would go into effect, but bottom line is, it is now a thing again in the state of Florida.
Yeah, they were saying in the 70s there were hundreds of black bears across the state, and now there are thousands and thousands and thousands of black bears across the state. So, I know people feel strongly on both sides, and you can, I'm sure, still weigh in, because I feel like this is probably going to be a discussion that we are not just having this year. I feel like this is going to be a discussion that pops up more often year to year.
Absolutely.
So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, they're moving forward with that. So there's the update on the Black Bears.
Also wanted to make sure if you have a lady that you love in your life, whether it's a mom, a sister, a friend, I wanted to make sure that we talked about this free breast health screenings going on tomorrow.
I love that.
Partners for Breast Cancer. Are you familiar with that organization, right? They've been around forever, and they work so hard to provide breast cancer services, from screenings like mammograms to care to people who might not be able to afford that. And sometimes you might paint a picture of someone who's not working or a situation like that, but they're actually talking to people who might work but might not make enough money to, be able to cover all of those services or what have you. So they make care accessible, and they're like, listen, we're having this, they're calling it a breast cancer health caravan. That's tomorrow, and they're having it at Samaritan Health and Wellness Center here in the Cape.
I love that.
Yeah, it's from 8 to noon, and you can do anything from a free breast exam. They're going to offer mammogram referrals, but also I thought it was interesting that they said follow-up care would be fully covered.
I love that.
So they are asking you to bring ID, like your social security number, all that good stuff, and some income verification, just so they can kind of see where you are. Like, it's kind of like a sliding scale setup, if you will. So definitely reach out to them. And also, I mean, it's important to get a mammogram.
Heck yeah, and if you have insurance, there's a lot of people that aren't insured,
Right.
so therefore they don't have that covered. But it is considered preventive care, so you should be getting your mammograms. Do not wait.
Yep.
I mean, I have breast cancer in my family all over the place, so I've been getting them forever. But even the self checks, I caught a lump by doing a self check. I was
Same
like,
here. Yeah,
what is that?
absolutely. Same here. And then I remember the process, which actually was just last year. I wrote about it somewhere. And it was like, I spent all this time on TikTok trying to figure out what it was. Yeah. Talk about depressed.
Don't ever Google a medical condition because you'll be dead before you can hit enter.
100%. Anyway, I went to get it, looked at, and mammogram and ultrasound and all that stuff. It was all good. But there's the psychological aspect of it as well. And I know that that's something that they support you through as well. So,
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's something we have to do.
yep.
Right? It's like eventually, I have not yet had to go down the colonoscopy route, but I know it's eventually something that's a coming.
It's coming.
Coming like a freight train.
Listen.
Okay. Listen.
Listen, preventative is the way to be, though. Seriously. Like, whether it's a colonoscopy, whatever it is, making sure that you are staying on top of your appointments. Life happens. You know what I mean?
I used to be the person pre-kids that I was like, I always did all my stuff, like on time, my dental cleanings, all the things. Now I'm so busy with life and kids. I'm like, oh, snickerdoodles. The kids are past due on that. I need to do this, and I'm behind on stuff, or I'll get like a notification, you're due for this. And I'm just like,
cleaning.
I've turned into that person. I need to not be that person. So I've tried to be better lately and put self-care like high on the priority list.
Amen, sister. I love that.
It's very important.
Yeah.
So that's our message today.
Amen. Let's go to Immokalee, where our community correspondent, Victoria Quevedo, is always bringing us the news in her community and in her region. We're talking about Kai Casa.
Yeah, this is so cool. So this is a new affordable housing development. Who are you waving at?
Guillermo.
Oh, Guillermo. I love
Guillermo.
Guillermo.
Yeah.
We call him G.
That's
What's up,
right.
G? So this is a new affordable housing development. It's in Immokalee, and they offer home ownership, right? But I like the name for multiple reasons. Did you know that Kai Casa is, hold on, I just want to make sure I get it right. It is
It combines the word for home, casa. In
well, yeah,
three
Casa, obviously,
languages.
but Creole, Spanish, and Seminole.
All is fine.
Isn't that cool?
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
So anyway, it is trying to reflect with that name the very diverse culture and cultures that are in Immokalee, right? Like they have beautiful cultures there. So Habitat for Humanity said that this is one of their largest in the entire country because yes, they just started it, but there's so much growth planned for that area to bring affordable housing.
Profound.
And this is something that we hear constantly from people in the community, no matter which community they're in.
Yep.
That is really desperately needed.
Yep, they said they are shooting to break poverty cycles, just provide. There was a woman in this Victoria's story who specifically said, like, she now has the opportunity to wake up to something that she owns. Jasmine, thank you. Bringing that opportunity to more people in Immokalee is the goal here, and it's really awesome to see.
Victoria interviewed Jasmine, and her son was part of the story, and those little thighs, I was like, oh, little love muffin. So cute.
It's on our story, fox4now.com, and is literally the opening shot, and that is actually what got my attention.
Right? I was like,
child
oh,
is
look at
this?
those little feet and legs.
So
They're
cute.
so cute.
Yeah.
So as you know, because we talk about it all the time, we have community correspondents that live and work in the areas, like, you know, where you live, where you work, that's where they live and work. So they are kind of embedded.
Yeah.
Hunter Walterman is one of those, and we just adore Hunter. And he covers the Arcadia area.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I used to go to Arcadia more often when I had more time. But really the only time I get out there lately is if I'm driving through. Sometimes I'll take like back roads, and the construction is real right now. I mean, it is like a complete overhaul. There are roads torn up, and a lot of the small businesses are struggling right now. In fact, Hunter was saying 2 of them closed in the past 2 weeks because they just can't keep up with it between the hurricane recovery,
Yeah.
the major construction, which, you know, is a good thing, I guess. It's the growth that's happening there. You know, people's shopping habits are a little bit different. These businesses are struggling. There are some saying, you know what, I hope I'm not next. So he's just kind of highlighting that and reminding us if we can patronize those businesses, let's do it. Because we need those small business owners to be able to stay open, because the construction is going to be done eventually, and you want the local small businesses to thrive.
Yeah, that's part of what Hunter was describing about the new Arcadia, if you will, was like all these local businesses. It's a combination of the new businesses and the local businesses that have been around for years. And so obviously construction has to happen, but the impact, I think this visual is actually interesting because it shows you this is one of the main roads in Arcadia, you know? So if you're tearing up all of this right here, again, trying to make it better for the community, but your restaurant is literally on one of the sides of that road, you can see how that would impact foot traffic, parking, all of that stuff.
And it's such a huge construction project that it's not like one little corner. I mean,
Exactly.
it is, when you drive through there, you're like, man, the
100%.
construction,
That's right.
you know?
That's right.
So just keep that in mind. If you're in Arcadia, go to some of the, you know, small business owned places, check them out, patronize them. There's a seafood place that looks fire. I
Yeah.
want to go check it out.
Yeah.
I'm always hungry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. AI is something we often talk about, and obviously it's being integrated into all of our lives, right? Like without us even knowing. But sometimes we knowingly use it. This one's like dependent on it.
Okay. Dependent is a lot.
That's what Pearl says.
it is what Pearl said.
Okay. I'm going to get a t-shirt that says, that's what Pearl says.
She would love that.
Okay. Anyway, apparently YouTube is getting in on the AI feature to tailor what videos you see, but also, you know, there are a lot of new rules out for what minors can have access to. And so their fix, if you will, is like, oh, well, let AI handle that.
Right. So you know how, like, you know, kids might sign up for an account and it's like, what's your birthday? And the kids are like,
1939.
Exactly. 1945, you know? And YouTube's like, great, you know, you're in and you get access to everything. Well, now they say they're going to use AI to assess if the birth date that you put in matches what you're watching.
Right. So if you're 27 for the birthday you put in, but you're watching like Mr. Beast chocolate videos and maybe the Labubus kind of carry through ages.
Right.
But yeah, like if you're constantly on the stuff that's younger, they're going to be like, we're flagging you.
Yeah.
And you're being put as a minor. Now, sometimes this is going to happen to adults, I think.
It's going to backfire for sure. 100%. Because listen, you might have someone who's 47 years old that is into Mr. Beast.
I mean,
You know, and then you can, I read something where it said like you can counter.
right. So
Like,
you have
they're
to
gonna
have
obviously
like your credit card, your social
driver's
security
license.
number,
Yeah.
your license, government
your
ID.
age. Yeah.
Or you can take a selfie. I'm like, can't you just take a selfie of someone else?
True. Yeah, but they're saying it would be like your selfie with a government, some type of documentation.
Oh, interesting.
You know, so you'd have to have like something that aligns.
They're cracking down.
100%, and I appreciate this.
I do too, because there's so much content out there that the kids, they do not need to be seeing this stuff, right? Like, to each their own if you're an adult, but for the little ones,
Yes.
no.
YouTube Shorts gets me a lot with the little ones.
Yeah.
It's just like, they could be scrolling through watching whatever, and then something just pops up in there. I'll be like, yo, what is that?
Yeah.
You know, and it's gone and it disappears so quickly. But then the more they interact with it, the more they see it.
Yes.
That gets me concerned.
Yes. 100%. I agree with that. If you're not logged in, which is how I tend to watch YouTube a lot, you'll automatically get those minor settings and be blocked from stuff.
Oh.
Which is interesting.
So you watch like YouTube, you mean like on the browser?
So like if I log in on my TV,
Uh-huh.
I'll just go and not sign in because who
Gotcha.
wants to sign in? That's like a
Yes.
pain in the tuchus.
Yes.
So then YouTube is saying if you do that, you'll get some automatic blocks on content
Copy that.
because they're like, we don't know how old you are.
Right. I like it.
Speaking of Labubu's, what is
I feel
with
like
these
we've been
things?
talking about Labubus this whole week, guys.
Labubu's eye popped out.
It's so bad because this is like not funny, but our Labubu correspondent, Trent Eric, is not here to talk about this, and this makes me so sad. But safety alert for
I
people
can't.
who have
I literally can't.
Labubus nearby. This is serious, Amy Wegman.
A safety alert.
Choking
Okay, the choking hazard. Okay, but
Okay, because they're showing you the eye pops out. And so it could become a danger to children, just like any other little thing, right, that they can get around. And so they're saying it also could contain potentially toxic substances in the material.
I mean, so doesn't like
Everything.
half the stuff we buy.
100%.
But maybe it's really like I haven't looked into it.
And then I wonder too, like, I mean, they're facing a lawsuit for it, but then I wonder if your Labubus have something, Lafufus have something toxic in it, like
Yeah.
the fake ones that people are throwing out there as well.
Oy vey.
So they're just saying be cautious because there could be some dangerous stuff going on with these. But really, this one is like an easy, like, hey, red flag here. Just some of those things can pop out easily.
Yeah, don't let the little kids obviously put them in their mouths.
And Allie's saying like this one here is a Lafufu. Oh yeah, because it doesn't have the teeth, right?
I could not differentiate at this moment in time between a Labubu and a Lafufu.
Well, that's why we have Neha and Allie. They're saying the ears. The ears tell us that it's a fake.
'Cause
This
they're
is a
smaller?
Lafufu.
They don't bend,
In.
kind of bend in. Bend.
They got to
and
bend a
snap.
little bit. Ooh, okay, throwback. That's our generation.
That's our generation, exactly. Okay, so I don't own one.
I don't ever plan on owning one, but for the people who do, I feel like I keep seeing them more and more. The more we talk about them, I'm seeing them.
Yeah,
on
you were
people's
just
purses and
sharing
stuff.
yesterday where aren't they having a hot sale on some of them?
It was Neha that put it in the
Oh, Nene.
in the group chat. What do you want to just tell people for the people who are interested, really quick? She's bending under the
The
camera. like-
Bonita Boba Shop. They have Labubus coming soon.
she's our Bonita Boba Shop correspondent.
She is. She doesn't, but she likes boba, and so do I.
Yes.
Why is your name written all over your paper?
Yeah,
like
it's always a
27
thing that
times?
I've done.
Are you a doodler?
I am just for my name. When I'm like I want to have a lot of things on my mind, she's talking about this. When
Here,
I
let
have a
me
lot
show
of things
you.
on my mind, I write my name.
She just wrote her name a bunch of
Yeah.
times. I'm a doodler,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not my name.
Not your name, just like
Butterflies, ladybugs,
Yeah.
dragonflies, bubble letters.
yeah. Oh yeah, bubble letters. Do you
Right?
remember the S?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know.
3 lines, 3 lines. Cross,
Yes.
cross, cross, cross. Point, point.
Yes. Man, that thing was banned in private school.
Was it?
Yeah.
Why? Does it stand for something?
Well, they used to insinuate that it meant like Satan.
Oh.
I know.
I just thought it looked like an S.
I thought it was like a cool way of starting Shari.
Oh yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, when I'm stressed out, I actually find myself often coloring with the kids.
It is so helpful, so healthy.
I'm just like, let's color.
Yes.
And then we all, and now instead of buying coloring books because they all want something different, I just am like, what do you want? And I put in free
Yes.
coloring page. Mermaid puppy was
Print.
the request yesterday.
Love
I
it.
printed one of those. And so we color it. And it's funny because I noticed that the girls, we do it so often, they've kind of copied my coloring techniques. So they'll like color stuff. And then, where the line is or the black line, they'll take the crayon or a marker and like outline it a little darker. So it looks like, I know, like,
Love.
it too.
Look at you passing on your artistic skills.
I don't know about that, but it's definitely a stress relief thing.
100%. There are a few like bars and locations across Southwest Florida that I like to pop into sometimes and just color. Why'd you look? Are you shocked that I go to bars?
No, I did not know that there were bars or locations where you can go color.
Yeah, well, no, like they have like different, like some of the Kava bars and stuff like
Oh,
that.
cool.
They have like little setups where you can just like color. They have tons of coloring books, tons of color pencils and
I
stuff.
need to do this.
And it is very healthy. I actually went to Kava Culture the other day and I walked in and they were doing sound healing.
Love sound healing.
Sean was like, "Are you gonna get on the floor?" You better believe I am. I got on the floor and did it with it was
Yeah.
amazing.
There is something with the vibrations and like the different levels. The deeper, the better. I'm like,
100%.
if you've never done it, try it out. Neha's always laughing at me. I have realized the older I get, like I'm very animated in my face.
Babe, you say everything with your face. You do.
Okay, I'm working on it.
It's okay. You don't have to work on it. It's who you are. Our good friend Patrick would say it's who you are.
I love Patrick.
Yep.
Shout out to Patrick.
Yep.
He's in Ireland right now, living his best life.
And we're here.
Talking about Labubu's and Lafufus.
Foo-foos and boba.
Yeah, good for us.
Listen, you have your 4 things coming out, though. Seriously.
I do. We're still in that time of year where it's like there's not a ton of stuff going on, but we do have
noticed.
some fun things happening this weekend.
Okay.
So that will be coming out tomorrow, 4 things to do. And then Vanessa, who works back in our sales office, she also puts out 4 things to do as well. So you kind of get like 8 things to do.
Let's go.
Yeah, which is really fun. But yeah, there's like a foam party. I won't tell you where. There's a pizza and wing showdown. That sounds like fun.
Is that a Nice Guys?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It is
I
not.
gotta look at your thing to know.
Yep.
Okay, I
And
got you.
then I can't think of the other. Oh yeah. I'm not going to give it away.
Okay, cool. Just be on the lookout for that. You can find it like on Facebook. It's on our website, fox4now.com.
Yeah.
Amy does a great job of finding all the cool events in the community going on this weekend. You know, it's this day where you're like sitting at home like, what are we gonna do this weekend?
Yeah.
I go to your page.
I try to show stuff in different areas of Southwest
I like
Florida.
that.
This weekend is Fort Myers heavy because that's just where all the stuff is happening.
Okay.
So you might have to take a little 20-minute drive wherever you are.
Yeah, do it. Well, I hope you have a great weekend because I know I'm about to leave here.
I was going to say tomorrow. Oh, today is our last day of off script. Is today Thursday?
Today's Thursday,
Today's
baby. We're almost there.
Thursday. All right. Well, today's our last day of off script this week.
Also, congratulations to all the parents who have almost made it to Friday,
I know.
first week of school.
It's crazy.
Tell me about it.
That was real
Throttle.
sophisticated.
Sorry.
All right. On that note, we're going to give you the news of the day for the rest of the hour until about 11 o'clock. So don't forget, we'll be back Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week for Off Script, your neighborhood news podcast.
Have a good day, Southwest Florida.
Bye.